You are listening to the Earplug Podcast Network, a Fanboys Inc. production.
Can you dig it, nigga sucker? Ooh, yeah!
We boo you because you're both a couple of world-class international a-holes.
Welcome to the Faces and Heels podcast, and we're talking Free Comic Book Day, where we got a triple header, and this Friday night we got a banger right behind Louis Perry. Right now we got Travis Huckabee, the Golden Grappler, is going to be taking on Mike Skyros in the match that's my prediction to steal the show with the grind on Friday night in East Hampton, Mass. Louis, how you doing tonight?
I am groovy. I can't wait. This is going to be my first grind show. I mean, I was called out. I definitely have to go. I cannot wait to go. I got my guy right behind me, Travis Huckabee. I know he's going to take it. He's going to take it down. Now, I offered my managerial services the last time he was on the show. That I'm promoting the boy. He's going to take it. I know he is. Mike, you're going down. I know it. Will I be in Travis's corner? I don't know. We haven't ironed that out yet, but I got him right here. I'm promoting him big time, but I will be there. I will be in the building. I'll be in your corner for sure because, you know, I got to sell your art and I got to pimp you. But I cannot wait for this Friday night. It's going to be, I mean, every match is going to be a banger, but this one for sure is going to steal the show. I know it in my heart of hearts. I cannot wait for Pro Wrestling Grind this Friday night.
And we've got a real treat for all the listeners tonight. Travis Huckabee's a busy guy. He's all over the place. He's going to be in East Hampton on Friday night, and he's willing to come on for a few minutes tonight and talk to us about this match. So we don't want to keep him waiting because he's a busy man.
Yes, he is, and the one and only Travis Huckabee. There he is. What's going on, brother? How are you? Welcome back.
Oh my goodness, it's been a day. Holy smokes! I just made it here in time. I just managed.
Oh, we really appreciate it. Thanks for your time. It's really an honor to have you back. And man, you have been killing it at Pro Wrestling Grind. I mean, no one's safe. The guardrails aren't safe. The commentators aren't even safe.
No.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, the guardrail. That I've got the scar for that one.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah,
All right, Jack, you keep the interview going. I got to share this.
Well,
I got
Travis,
my guy here. I got to share.
You do. So start sharing. All right. All right. So Travis, thank you again for being here with us. We're super pumped about your match with Mike Skyros. Have you guys gone a few rounds in the past? Is this a first time? Like, what is this looking like for you?
So this is actually a first time, but it's not the first time the idea has been tossed around. Lovely photographer Jess. Is it Brook Photography? She does a lot of work up in that New England area. A couple years ago, she had I think it was a charity fundraising sort of event. I remember I was on it. I was in a gauntlet match that featured like Wheeler Yuta. Oh man, I think Cole Radrick was in that match. I remember. I think later on that show there was Bear Country versus Mutually Assured Destruction. Like, it was pretty crazy show. Anyway, just from speaking with her, she told me that if she ever was to do another show like that again, she would have me and Skyros. So the idea of facing him has been in my head for a couple years now. It's cool to finally see it happening.
Yeah, I mean the fans. I mean we're super pumped about it. As a matter of fact, I just talked to my son tonight, and when he found out you were going to be facing Mike, he's decided he's coming with us. So he's going to be coming
Oh,
to see you guys.
that's fantastic.
Yeah, he's pumped because he's a big fan of yours from all the work at Blitzkrieg Pro. That's where he knows you from. So that's going to be awesome. So it's his first grind show as well as this guy who hasn't been to one yet.
I apologize about that. Everyone keeps I mean, Rip is putting me on the spot, and Adelmi's putting me on the spot. Everybody is, but I mean, things happen. Either snow happened, I got sick, I get double booked.
Have you watched any of the grind shows? There's been what?
I'm sorry, you keep breaking up. I mean, Travis, you're breaking up. I think my mic is going out. I seen clips from Jack. So I know I'm in for a treat, and I don't want Rip to get angry at me. So I've seen clips. Let's just put it that way.
I gotta say, like, they've had 3 shows at this point, and every single one I think is just better than the last. They just released, what was it? Suffer No Fools, I think was the name of the show. I think they just released that last night, and a lot of the world got to see how amazing Ryan Mooney is, just as a small example of like some of the fantastic stuff that happens at Grind.
Yeah, he was really amazing, and we just had him on the podcast. Super
2
cool
weeks
guy.
ago. 2 weeks ago.
Just
yeah,
awesome.
I mean, I am. I'm super excited for this. I mean, I couldn't stop. I could not stop talking about it, even on my show, not just Jack's show. I was talking about it. I'm excited for Friday night. I just can't wait to go to my first grind show and hang out with you, but just to be there, I'm like super stoked. We do have a couple comments. Marcy's in the house.
Marcy
Jack
says, "Hey guys, looking forward to seeing you at the show Friday. Also, this is going to be Marcy's first pro wrestling grind show, Travis, and she's seen you at Chikara before, so you're no stranger. You're one of the reasons she's coming up, so it's going to be awesome. She's from the Boston area." And Chris Hebert says, "What's up, guys? Lewis, great background."
Look at that, man! I'm giving you props, Travis. I'm giving you props here.
I feel bad. I just got my blank wall. I need something to stick up here.
So what are we looking for on Friday night? What do we have in store? What do you got in store for Mike?
So
besides pain, besides suffering, what do you have in store for Mike?
So I don't think this is giving away too much. It has been a goal of mine for the last several matches I have had to try something new. Every match I've had for at least the last 5 or 6 matches, I'll say, I've done something I've never done before in a match. So you have that to look forward to see whatever creative, painful thing I'm able to come up with. I mean, Skyros is no slouch either. He's an incredibly talented, incredibly creative person as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got that. You mentioned the pain. You mentioned hopefully less of my blood this time, but you never know.
Okay.
Well, you're coming into this match with a hell of a record in pro wrestling grind, and so and again, I don't want to go too far off track, and we don't want to keep you too long. But how are you feeling about the pro wrestling grind championship? Because obviously you're a top contender.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that belt is. I tell you what, though, before Travis, I don't want to cut you off. That belt is beautiful. Oh,
I want it. I want it.
Oh, the belt is beautiful.
That is the first thing I thought of as soon as I saw it. I want it. It's. I realized that going into it, even though I've been crushing it, I'm still stuck at 2-1. The fact that Rip Bison beat me in the first grind show, that's that's a sour pill to swallow. But the reality is, I'm just gonna have to keep on doing what I'm doing. I'm gonna have to continue to run through as much of the roster that I can, and maybe at some point I'll be able to get that win back over Mr. Bossman.
Is that a direct challenge?
It's not a direct challenge.
That's my guy. That is. That's my guy right there. Yes.
And you could kill his undefeated streak too, which would be pretty sweet.
Ooh. That would just leave. Was it Jay Freddy? Is he the only other undefeated one?
Logan Black, I think, is the only other one.
Ooh. Oh, I've wanted to fight him for a while. The funny thing about the grind roster is that I want to fight every single person there.
How about Willow Nightingale?
Oh, I want to fight her too.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. Well, we don't want to take too much of your time, and we're really pumped about Friday. But were there any other upcoming appearances that you wanted to promote while we have you?
So you already mentioned, but my other home up in New England, Blitzkrieg Pro. I've got a pretty big match coming up there. That'll be against Hot Sauce Tracy Williams.
Yeah.
I believe that's May 7th.
Mm-hmm. Free comic book day.
There you go. That'll be the week before my birthday. So I'm hoping for a nice little birthday present to myself. And if any of the Blitzkrieg fans want to bring me in, I mean, that's up to them.
All right, Lewis. We'll spread the word.
we'll spread the word. I mean, I am booked during the day. You're booked during the day as well, Jack. But I know you're going to Blitzkrieg. Hopefully, I'm not booked all day long, so I can go to Blitzkrieg because it is Free Comic Book Day, and I'm busy all Free Comic Book Day. And I know you're double booked as well. So hopefully, we'll see Travis both. Definitely at Grind and then at Blitzkrieg. I know you are, Jack. I'm not quite sure about myself at the moment.
Yeah, you're a loose cannon.
Yeah, hey, that's a discouraging word right there. And Marcy comes back in with another comment.
Marcy says, "Oh, nice. I'll have two Travis Huckabee matches soon. I'll be going to that Blitzkrieg Pro show. Nice. Wow, like Marcy is making the rounds in Massachusetts.
That is awesome.
Phenomenal. Well, Travis, again, we don't want to take too much of your time. We really appreciate you coming on such short notice. I just bugged you this morning. So thank you for doing that. And we're super pumped to see you on Friday with a show-stealing match.
Thanks for having me, guys. I'll see you guys then.
Yep, we'll see you Friday.
Travel safe.
Well, I can't wait. That was super awesome that Travis jumped in to be with us for such a short time. I mean, I can't wait. This is going to be a banger of a match. I mean, wow. I cannot wait.
Seriously, man. And, I'll tell you something about this show. I don't know if you know this or not, but AEW did a weird move where I think they rescheduled a taping of AEW Dark. And so some of their talent, like Lewis actually mentioned Wheeler Yuta. So Wheeler, JD Drake, and a few other guys who already had been booked at different independent shows, like PWG was one of the companies, are now not being allowed to perform because now they have to come on Saturday to do a taping for AEW. So JD Drake and Anthony Henry, the workhorsemen, are still going to be at the Grind Friday night. So we're psyched.
Yes, that's. I mean, I can't wait. I am looking forward to this show, and Friday cannot get here fast enough, and here we are only on Tuesday.
I'll tell you something else, too. Channing Thomas. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but you guys may have heard of him. He's been all over the place. I've gotten to see him wrestle not only at the Grind, but at Beyond. And this guy is someone to keep your eye on. So I'm just letting you know, if you're going to the Grind show and you don't know who Channing Thomas is, check him out. Do a little homework before you get there. He's easy to find matches. He was just in Pravi for the Beyond show this past weekend. But check him out. He's someone to watch.
Well, what other Grind matches are you looking for? I mean, there is so much stuff going on. The new belt is just absolutely beautiful. what other matches are you looking for, Jack?
Well, I'm psyched because I've never seen Anthony Green against Delmy Exo, and not only that, but it's going to be the first intergender match that Pro Wrestling Grind has done.
Oh, that's right.
So
Okay.
that I'm looking forward to that. I just saw Anthony Green wrestle at Beyond last week. We've seen him at Blitzkrieg. He's had some bangers in all those companies. So definitely looking forward to that. We're going to be seeing Logan Black wrestling, a
Good
protege
friend
of
of
his.
ours. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And we got Logan. Let's see. Um, yeah, sorry. Rip Bison is fighting Kevin Koo, who has been at the grind before. We've seen him on AEW. He's been all over the independent circuit. So that's going to be a really cool match. And I don't know if they've ever fought before. So it may be a first time match. Ryan, the Rabbit Honey Badger Mooney, a friend of ours, is going to be
Hmm.
there. And I'm telling you, man, this guy is unbelievable. Wait till you see him in person.
Okay. Well, I tell you what. Let's pull this up right here, and let's show everyone how beautiful of a belt. Look at that belt. That belt is just absolutely beautiful. I mean, wow. Look, that is the Pro Wrestling Grind Heavyweight Championship belt. I mean, it's that's just a knockout. I mean,
The Grind Grand Championship. It is a
yes,
killer
yeah,
belt.
yeah. All right, so enough about that for now, as I'm sure we're going to be talking about it next Tuesday about our experience over there. The return of Asuka last night. I mean, were you shocked to see that?
Long overdue. Glad she's back. I was
Oof,
expecting her to come
yeah,
back to Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania, but it didn't happen.
yeah. Now, Becky Lynch's, or the man, Big Time Bex, whatever you want to call her, her reaction to Asuka's music, just, I mean, it had me laughing. Her dropping the belt, dropping the mic rather, was just hilarious. I loved it, and I mean, I was so happy to see Asuka back. It was just, it was great.
Did she
Well,
notify you ahead of time that she was
yeah,
returning?
she
Because
did. She did.
yeah,
She emailed me, said I'm coming back. No one's ready for Oscar, and I'm like, that's
ah,
right, baby. That's right. My
that's the
other
Oscar
wife
I
said
want to see. I want to see the "You're not ready for Oscar" version of Oscar.
that flick of the nose threw me off. I gotta tell you that. That flick of the nose, I was like, oh my god, I can't believe that you just did that. And the spinning back fist, I mean, she came out of nowhere with that. It was just really cool. Now, Mufasa Ali, you told me, I did not see his return, but you told me off camera he was got put over. He beat the Miz.
I didn't actually see the match. I just saw bits. Yeah, I think he
Okay.
beat the Miz, and I mean it's better than him sitting on his hands because they won't let him go. They're not going to release him. They don't want AEW to turn him into a big star, so they're
Well, yeah,
gonna
that's
do
what I
something with
said.
him.
I mean, AEW would turn him into a star.
Yeah,
And it's weird. Now AEW they announced Forbidden Door with New Japan Wrestling, and
yeah.
it was very funny. Their owner came out, a young guy, and the boys, Cody and Neil, they were both watching. Okay, they were watching. They were watching this, and they were like, "Wow, that he owns New Japan, and Tony Khan owns AEW, and this is Neil's exact words. Vince McMahon's the only old guy." I was laughing. I was laughing. I was like, "Yeah, that's why he's so out of touch. So out of
Yeah,
touch."
yeah.
All right. So, Jack, you said you had some other things you wanted to talk about, and I'm here. I am talking. Go ahead. Bring it up.
Yeah, well, you and I are always excited for Free Comic Book Day. So we've got Free Comic Book Day, and this year we've got a triple header. We have three
Hmm.
big events that we want to talk about that not only involve comics, but pro wrestling. So we've got three things happening. Number one, you and I are going to be together signing at Alternate Universe in Milford, Connecticut.
Right up
I'm going to
top.
be there. Yeah, I'm going to be there from the opening gong until about 3 o'clock. And then I've got to jet back to Massachusetts, pick up my boy, head to Blitzkrieg Pro. Um, Look My Way is going to be happening in Springfield, Mass, at the White Lion Brewery at Tower Square in Springfield, Mass. Can't wait. I got beer and wrestling. I'm excited about it. They're both fantastic. And the main event is All Ego Ethan Page versus the Beast, the Northeast Beast, Alec Price, the Limitless champion.
Oh
So
yeah.
that's an incredible main event. It's like a pay-per-view style match, among other things. So we've got a ton of other wrestlers who are going to be showing up there. It's a stack card. Sabu from ECW is going to be there. It's a stacked show.
Blitzkrieg is pulling out all stops. I mean, they are trying to be the it promotion of New England, and I'm pretty sure that they can do it. They have the muscle, and the more they pull out big shows like this, the more they will show that, yeah, hey, we're here to stay. And it's going to be an exciting show. I really hope that I can make it. I did miss the last Blitzkrieg show, where Evil Uno was there. Kevin Nash was supposed to be there, but he had to cancel because of the death of his father. Max Caster was there. I mean, that had a stack card too. You were there.
O'Shea Edwards,
yes.
Lindsay Dorado. I mean, the show was seriously stacked.
Yeah. So I mean, hopefully I can make it. But it's unbelievable.
Well, listen to this for a tag team match. I don't even know if you know this match is happening. Miracle Generation, who were part of the tag team match that determined the new champions, which is MSP at Blitzkrieg, they're going to be facing Platinum Max Caster and Bobby Orlando with Bobby Jr. in their corner.
Really?
Yeah.
No,
so, listen.
Ugh. Well, if it wasn't for Bobby Orlando, I mean, okay. But Max Caster, oh my God, I'm gonna have to talk to Bobby and find out what the hell's his problem. Why are you teaming with him?
Well, he's part of the original Shook crew. It's like, as a matter of fact,
I know.
Trios match at Beyond where they're reuniting with Bryce Donovan at Beyond this Thursday.
Oh. No, is Bryce feeling better? I mean, we haven't not talked to Bryce in quite some time.
Yeah, I actually got to talk to him a little bit. I got to give him a little fist bump. He said he was doing well. Yeah, he looks good. He doesn't look like he's missed a day in the gym, so he seems like he's back on top of his game. And I think we're going to see him facing off with Kirby Wackerman at Blitzkrieg. I'm not sure if it's going to be May 7th or if it's in June when they do the annual luau.
Okay. Now I know Jeremy Larry wants to. At one time, he mentioned selling Bryce's something from the hospital.
His lung.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, I don't know
yes.
if he got away with that.
I don't know, but it would be hilarious. It would be super hilarious if he did.
So here's one of the other. We got the triple header, right? So we've already talked about You and I, which is a stack show because the Faces and Heels podcast. We're both going to be together, which would be fun. Back at Alternate Universe on Free Comic Book Day, but simultaneously, while you and I are down, Kinshi says testicular fortitude. But simultaneously, while we're signing, we're going to have another signing happening with three amigos. And those three amigos are Swoggle, formerly known as Hornswoggle in WWE. I think he was an Intercontinental Champion, if I'm not mistaken. We've got Smart Mark Sterling, who's the best lawyer in pro wrestling. He's also all elite. And then we have All Ego Ethan Page, who's also all elite. And the three of them are going to be signing at Zombie Hideout, and that's in Springfield, Mass. That's on.
And believe it or not, the Zombie Hideout on May 7th is also Angry Geeks approved.
Well, there you go. So if you want to check out the Angry Geeks approved Zombie Hideout from 2 to 4, you can see Smart Mark Sterling, Swoggle, and All Ego Ethan Page, and then just follow on over to Blitzkrieg Pro. You grab some beer at the White Lion Brewery, where Raymond Barry's tearing it up over there. And make sure you see All Ego Ethan Page versus Alec Price.
I can't. I don't know. It's going to be very rough. Um, I'm gonna do all I can to get there. All I can, because it is going to be super, super rough.
Yeah, and like
Super,
Travis
super
said, he's
rough.
going to be fighting Hot Sauce. So we've got another big match happening. We got Travis 2 weekends in a row.
Hmm. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be. It's gonna be tough. May is definitely shaping up to be a very busy month for yours truly. I can tell you that. I can tell you that. So, any kind of news or rumors coming around right now?
Well, I mean, there's always news and rumors. I guess I'm always excited about the AEW pay-per-views. I'm not so excited about WWE, but on paper, Backlash actually, or sorry, WrestleMania Backlash, you might get a few more pay-per-view buys or subscriptions to Peacock. That show is actually shaping up really nicely. So I don't know what to expect with this title unification, but they're having this show in Pravi. It's another show in Rhode
Yep.
Island. So
Yep.
we're going to be seeing the Usos against RKO, and that's going to unify the tag team titles.
Yep.
I don't know, man. If they screw this up, I don't get it. You got 4 super talents.
Oh yeah. Let me ask you a question. Maybe somebody out there, Marcy or Kimchi, somebody. Where's Brock Lesnar?
He's done.
Did he? Yeah, he fell off the face of the earth, and I'm very glad that he's done. Um, but it does look like they're building Drew up to be the unstoppable force once again. I mean, kicking out of the end of days, and now everything that he's doing against Sami Zayn, and everything that Farmer John, Marcy says. I can read that one. That is very funny. Everything that he's doing. Do you think uh, there is going to be a Drew Roman feud?
Well, I don't want to give too much away, but one of our listeners, Glenn Portman, did give me some spoilers for next week's SmackDown. So I'm not going to spoil it for all the listeners, but I would say the answer is yes.
Definitely. Well, I do know. Glenn is right there. I was at a double
Ask
SmackDown
and you shall
taping more this
receive.
Friday. Seems to set up Drew. Yeah, definitely. Double SmackDown taping. Okay. Definitely. Thank you, Glenn. I know that. Now, I also know that all over Europe, I've been seeing things that Drew and Roman are headlining all
Yeah.
over. And now we all know that Roman is going to be needing a break shortly. So we can just time will tell. That we'll definitely see for
Well,
sure.
don't you imagine that they're going to do something, if not a match? I would guess that match is happening at Backlash as well. Don't you think?
I think so. I would think so. But I mean, I did laugh last Friday night when I saw the words coming out of Roman's mouth, and I said them at the exact same time where Roman said, "Keep my name out of their damn mouths." I was like, okay, Will Smith. The second he started saying it, I was like, okay, all right. And Glenn says they had to tape 2 weeks because of the UK tour. Yeah, so yeah, I can see that happening. Definitely for sure. So. I mean, and Drew got a raw deal. I mean, he carried the company throughout the pandemic, through uncharted waters and everything. So yeah, I can definitely see it happening. So hopefully,
I think they're
hopefully.
going to drag it out for a while. I would guess
Oh yeah,
that whatever happens in Providence, Rhode Island at the Dunk, I don't think it's going to be a conclusive ending. It's just setting
no,
up a string of repetitive matches for the next couple of months.
yeah. It'll definitely be a Broadway ending or something like that. It definitely won't be a Dusty ending. It'll be um, it'll probably end in a Broadway, or it'll set up for a gimmick match. That's for sure.
Yeah, I
Definitely for
suppose
sure.
so. That sounds very WWE. But
It
speaking of
does.
rumors,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if, again, how factual this is, but my understanding was that AEW wanted to bring in Bret Hart to manage FTR, and that's happening at Big Time Wrestling. They're doing a
Yes, it
show
is. Yeah.
with Bret Hart managing them. But evidently, WWE swooped in and given Bret Hart a very lucrative contract. It's maybe something like a Legends contract. And so he will not be able to appear on AEW.
No, he did sign with WWE very quietly. And I don't know what his role is going to be, but he did sign. And but what is he going to do? What it's baffling. What is Bret going to do? Manage his niece? I mean, come on.
I know, man.
I'm baffled by that.
Do you think WWE knows what they're going to do with him?
No, they don't even know what they're going to do to themselves. I mean, Marcy says Bret will get paid. Of course, Bret will get paid, but that's what WWE is doing right now. They're just stopping people from going to AEW. I mean, Bret was the one who debuted the AEW belt, for crying out loud. They're just stopping people from going there. AEW is a better product. AEW is better at everything right now. They're more in touch with the fans. They're more in touch with the business.
Chris Hebert says he has no love for Bret Hart. Keep him in WWE. Okay, I mean that's where he's going to be for a few years, I guess.
Okay, yeah, but I mean, what is he gonna do? Is he gonna train people? Well, I mean,
there's no way. I think he'll probably just be a representative. Maybe they'll have him when they do a Canadian tour. They dust him off, and he goes around and
dust him off.
He wears.
Is he gonna commentate? Wears the leather jacket. Is he gonna commentate? What the hell is he gonna do? That's what I'm kind of baffled about. And Bret also, he signed this contract very quietly. So, I mean, that was a very shady and sneaky move on Vince McMahon to do that.
How unlike
but then
him.
again, I know how unlike him. And, Chris Hebert comes back and says he'll continue. Yeah.
Chris says he'll continue to be an ass as always. Whoa.
I don't know. Was Bret always an ass, or was he just the type of person that just started to believe his own press after a while? I think that let's talk about Bret. Bret was very humble, even as tag team champion, as intercontinental champion, as his first title reign. But then I think he started to believe his own press, and then that's when we got Bret Hart. He started getting jealous with the actual heat from Shawn, the actual heat from with Austin, and I think that's what happened with Bret. He started believing his own press, and Viola, that's what we ended up getting.
Yeah, because he was getting into this weird trip that he was like a superhero, and Bret Hart wouldn't do that. He's a hero. I'm like, I got a newsflash for you, man. I got to point out a whole lot of heelish stuff you've done, and you weren't really that big a hero. Like, chill out on the hero stuff.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Bret was, pretty. Yeah, he was starting to believe his own press, because back we'll get to some comments in a second. I mean, Marcy and then Glenn come up with some, but when the Hart Foundation first came in, when they were not even the pink and black attack, they were wearing that like gaudy light blue.
Yeah, they were blue and black.
Yeah, blue and black. It was like pretty bad. Hold on one second. Marcy's comment is first. What does Marcy have to say?
Marcy says WWE preserves legacy and appears at foreign shows. He can only do that for WWE. No history with AEW since they have no quote-unquote history. Yeah,
True.
I mean, for sure he'll be a representative, but I don't know as it'll be more than that. Glenn Portman says Bret also not happy, was not going to be a part of the Owen tournament. Pat Meltzer said he was never asked to be a part of it. probably because he and Martha don't get along. Yeah, I mean, the
Yeah.
Hart family, I'm sure, is a lot of complex relationships, which I don't
Yeah.
really know the ins and outs of, but that sounds accurate. Hey, Joe McDonald says, read his book and you'll see lots of non-hero Brett stuff.
Yeah, true. But you know what's funny about a lot of the wrestling books? A lot of the wrestling books, and now the movie Ready to Rumble actually poked fun at them. Um, a lot of the books they say are like all hearsay. They actually made fun of that, saying, well, when they actually, the two central characters went and met Jimmy King, who was supposed to be like Ric Flair, they said they met the parents, and he was like, well, you two died in a plane crash or something like that, which is like hilarious. And like if you read a lot of the earlier books and stuff, it's like a lot of the stuff, did it really happen, or is this like fabricated to make the people like the books? But I would say a lot of stuff that Brett did is like non superhero stuff for sure. Chris Hebert comes in with another comment. Jack.
Yeah, the Hart family has a huge legacy in the business. Brett, just always full of himself, has always been that way. Yeah, I don't know the guy. I mean, I met him at a show, and he was nice enough. He wasn't particularly personable, but he didn't spit on me or anything. But I think, like you said, he did buy into his own hype. He was living the gimmick. He was practically Ric Flair. It's like, okay, Brett, guess what, dude? Look at your history. Your character wasn't real well defined for a long time. I saw you fight the Warlord a bunch of times. There wasn't a whole lot of character development going on.
No, there wasn't. And he was always accused of living his own press. So I don't know.
Anyway, I mean, I don't have any. I don't know Bret Hart personally or anything, so like I don't want to drag him too.
Oh,
much
you don't? I thought you did. I thought you were like good friends with the Hart band.
I'm really not. Let's just put that rumor to rest. No, but
Okay.
I feel like there's a lot of people. I mean, look, the thing is, the schedule that guy had to endure. I mean, God, you got to have some bad days here and there. I don't think there's any.
Oh, yeah,
wrestlers
for sure.
Who don't have a story about being grumpy at an airport, and all for good reason. They're beat up, they're tired, delayed flights. I mean, God, all this stuff. It's a tough grind. So, I can't fault any of these guys without knowing the full story.
Well, after we read Joe's comment, I can speak about Brett.
Okay. Joe McDonald says, I met him once, and he was at least more personable than La Champion and the Hurricane.
Okay, the reason why I'll talk about Brett right now. I met Brett a few times. Going back to the day when Sean used to bring Jackie into the ring all the time. Met Brett quite a few times. Brett was always cool. When Brett was at a local convention, Super Mega Fest, he remembered me. It was just after his stroke. We sat down, talked a while. He was still very cool. He does have the reputation of believing his own press, but he did get cocky after a while. As far as the Hurricane goes, Shane was always cool with me. Every time I met him, every time I talked to him, whether it was at an indie show that I worked or at a convention when I hung around with him, he was really cool. Jericho, never had a chance to meet him yet, so I can't even talk about that for sure. And Chris Hebert says,
yeah, Brett, not nearly the wrestler that, I don't know, ... Edge is.
Oh, yeah, okay, whatever.
Although I got to say, I like Edge's return to the dark sort of character with him and Damian Priest, and I also liked the way they worked in the term punishment with Damian Priest when they did their promo this week.
Yep. Yeah. Well, his own, his old indie name. Well, don't you? I kind of think that whole thing is it's definitely a knockoff of the House of Black, and I want to say it's like a C-rated House of Black. That's what I'm thinking. And right there, that's exactly what I just said, Joe.
Edge, that's Malachi Black if you ordered him on Wish. That's funny. Yeah,
that's exactly what I just said. And good evening, fellas. Hello, Eric. How are you? Let me talk about Malachi Black for a second. Do you think Julia Hart is finally going to turn? Do you think all of these vignettes that we're seeing with the House of Black and everything that they're saying, do you think it's finally going to happen? That the payoff is finally going to happen?
I think she's wrestling on AEW Dark tonight in a singles match, so it'd be interesting to see if they drop any hints. I don't know, but I don't think it's a squash. I think it's a legitimate contender, or legitimate performer who's all elite. I'd have to probably look it up, but I don't know. I mean, I certainly hope so, because how long are we dragging this out? Like, I don't.
Oh my God! Well, I mean, every time we see her, her eye is getting blacker and blacker. And in the last vignette we had, they were saying there's a debt to be paid, a debt to be paid. Your eye is getting black. Your eye is black. Your eye is black. And they're like alluding to something. You don't know what they're talking about, but it's captivating. I am thinking it's definitely got to be Julia Hart. I am thinking this is definitely it. And Marcy comes in, and
Marcy says Julia's matches with Chris Statlander, and it was legit solid, and lots of commentary about her changes. Okay, yeah, I mean, the commentators are certainly mentioning it, so that's cool. I have not gotten to see that match yet, but how can they ignore it? I mean, at this point, it's become so blatant.
Well, let's talk about Statlander too. I mean, even her character changed. She's no longer the alien from I forgot what I forgot what planet she came from. She's going through a change too. How do you feel about that?
Love it. I just think she's a great athlete. I'm all.
She
about
is. She is. She is a great athlete. She's great talent. And thank you, Eric. I really appreciate that. And Joe says that she wrestled Statlander at Elevation. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, okay. Okay. And then Marcy says Chris S. was now from a real location, New York. Oh,
yeah, that's where she lives. Oh. Yeah, I seen that when she changed her hair color, took off the makeup, take off the eye stuff, and she broke away from that idiot Orange Cassidy. So I'm kind of glad about that. Well, come on, man.
Cassidy, man.
Because he's to me, he's an insult to the business. He's an insult to he is an insult to the craft of pro wrestling.
He is.
He is. Oh, come on. He's in the ring and he come on, pockets is everything that he does. Like, come on. Come on.
Man, he's a good wrestler.
I know he can go. But everything that he does, the whole slacker thing, and Eric says, come on. No, seriously.
Don't let him get away with it, everyone who's...
Oh, my God. Come on, guys. Well, no. I have a theory about that. And yes, Joe, you are right. An insult was changing Pete Dunne to Butch. But now, Jack and I did talk about this, and I'm not sure if we talked about it on air or where do we talk about this. Maybe we're finally going to repackage him and start calling him Pete Dunne again. Though I do like the Where's Waldo thing I'm seeing all over the place. Where's Butch? And you see him all over. But maybe they are going to just repackage him and bring him back as Pete Dunne, because apparently no one likes him as Butch. Everyone knows it's stupid. Now, just keep in mind, if they called Pete Dunne Butch, if Adam Cole, baby, if he stayed in WWE, just imagine what they would have done to him. Oh my Lord.
What a nightmare.
And think about Keith Lee. Keith Lee got called to the main roster. They called him Keith Lee. Then all of a sudden they wanted to call him Bearcat. And that's when he said, you know what? I'm sick. I'm going to stay off camera. Just imagine what they would have done to Adam Cole. Baby. I shudder to think.
Yeah, I don't know how out of touch you have to be to ever think that Adam Cole isn't great just the way he is, and Pete Dunne needs repackaging. You've got to be kidding me, man. The guy had so much more mileage they could have gotten out of him on the main roster. He's an amazing wrestler. He's one of the best wrestlers that I've ever seen.
It baffles me. It just baffles me. But we did have a conversation before, like Raquel Rodriguez, changing Raquel Gonzalez's name. Yeah, they're changing their names from the NXT to the WWE just in case they do leave and go to like AEW or something like that. So they're not, using the next name. They're not using that name because they don't want to lose out on merchandising. That's why they do it, Joe. Okay? That's why they do it. They do it for merchandising. They're getting double merchandising on the people. That's all. It's all trademark and copywriting. They're doing it for money. That's
Joe
all.
says,
And plus,
but I mean, all it is ownership, really. I mean, I don't even
yeah,
think it's money all the time. I think it's ego. So, like Joe McDonald says, they've already changed Casey Catanzaro to Katana. Okay, first of all, no offense to Casey Catanzaro, but I don't think she's drawing flies in NXT. So there's nothing against her. I think she's great. I like her individuality. There's nothing wrong with her as a talent. But look, she's not money right now. I mean, maybe she will be. But this isn't about money. This is just about we own you, and if we choose to, we can market the crap out of you.
Yeah. No, well, all right, what about Xia Li? 1 minute she's a superhero, she's a protector. The next minute she goes, I'm not protecting no one but myself. I'm like, you didn't protect nobody to begin with, stupid.
Right. I mean, you know what? Here's the thing, though. I think this is where WWE starts going back 20 years into the diva times, where it's like, this crazy woman just doesn't know what she wants. 1 minute she feels this way. 1 minute she has a mood swing. Like, it's just so like, oh my God. Like, you would never see a male character portrayed that way. And that's really annoying. That bothers me so much. I was shaking my head when I saw that. Like, yeah, who were you protecting?
I know. And that's the first thing came out. And then when Naomi or Imone and Sasha Banks cut their promo, now, we're best friends, and Sasha Banks was like, yes, we're gonna do it. I'm like, until you turn on her like you turned on the last 6 tag team partners you had. I'm like, come on, we see this coming. And once again, let's go to Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. They didn't even give that a chance.
I know.
I'm like,
I don't get it.
Like, my God.
And where's Bailey? Where's Bailey?
Yes, I know.
Joe McDonald says LA Knight now has its own faction with Face, formerly Mace. I saw that. I mean, one bad name for another. Can we just get Dominik Dijakovic back, by the way?
I mean,
like, pretend that he wasn't T-Bar and just grow his hair back, put him in the Dominik Dijakovic gear, and let that guy tear the house down.
I don't know. It's sad. It is so sad. I think Vince Sr. is up there just rolling over constantly right now, looking at Vince Jr. going, what are you doing? You were doing so well. And you were doing so well. What happened to you?
Well, financially, he's doing great. I mean, I think that's what it boils down to. The money talks, and he's making a lot of it. So they're like, hey, it's working on some level.
On some level, yes. But people that don't know any better, that's what it is. And Joe McDonald comes back in with another comment.
Imperium shenanigans? Really?
Well, his mama named him Walter. I'm going to call him Walter. Let's just put it that way.
Okay. Gunther's not much better, but I don't neither.
Yes, I know, Glenn. I was just making a joke right there. Technically not a junior, different middle names. I know. I was just making a joke there. But yeah, oh my God, it's just aggravating. Just aggravating big time.
Like, if I saw some logic to it, I can get on board. Because honestly, like, Gunther and Walter are both bad names. I don't really care. But, it just seems to take away value. And it is really more about ego because they're really not marketing Gunther. It's like the Ring General t-shirts are awesome. Like, when they were marketing Walter, they were doing great. But now all of a sudden, he's Gunther. And I haven't seen any Gunther merch.
I did during the Barnum and Bailey circuits, but Gunther Gable Williams. Remember that dude? He was the dude that did the lions and tigers and sticking his head down. That's the only time I ever heard that. But Ludwig Borga.
Ludwig. Oh my
Yeah,
God, I know. Like, not like Marcel Bartel was a great name or anything. Again, it's not like the guy had a money name, but what was wrong with it? Marcel Bartel rolls off the tongue. I mean, why change his name? And I understand like the ownership and all that, but man, they already own that name. So why change it to something totally different? Like, I don't get it.
I I don't know because they're stupid. Now,
But it's
say if they get called back down to NXT, like like Mandy Rose, she
yeah.
went back down. Do you think like say Gunther will say he doesn't say they're gonna put him back down at NXT? Is he gonna change his name back to Walter?
That'd be so great.
Wouldn't it? Like Raquel Rodriguez, she'll go back to NXT and be called Raquel Gonzalez again.
Oh my
You
God,
know?
man.
Now, what about Iro? If Iro Shirai comes up, what are they going to call her?
She's not going anywhere. They're not bringing her up to the main roster. But yeah, right. They're going to call her some nonsense name, and she'll meaninglessly feud with women after she teams up with them for a few months, and they get catty and don't like each other. I mean, it's a waste of her talent. Joe McDonald says, funny thing is, the crowd still chants Walter because we're all marks.
Well, that's what I am saying. His mama named him Walter. I'm gonna call him Walter. That's what everyone's doing. And I think that if the crowd, the WWE is known for piping in sounds and censoring their crowd, especially with the 3-minute delay. So we all know that. AEW right now, and Joe McDonald comes in with Tiger Lily. Yeah, that would be so funny. AEW at first with Sammy Guevara, when the crowd started booing him, they were censoring the boos. Okay, they were, but they got backlash from the crowd going, "Hey, we weren't cheering, we were booing." So now, of course, Sammy's now a heel. I think AEW at least is being honest with the fans. Okay, you guys are booing him. We're going to let you boo. So I don't think the last AEW show, out in Boston was when I was like, oh my God, they're booing Sammy. And they started letting them boo. So now I'm like, at least AEW is being honest with their fans. They're letting you do stuff. They're not censoring nothing. They're not censoring the swears or the holy, sugar honey iced tea chants like WWE. They're not doing none of that. So I think they're giving the fans what they want. Whereas the WWE, and I'm a lifelong WWE fan. I can't believe I'm saying half this stuff, but it's like the WWE, they'll censor it. Yeah, the crowd is chanting Walter, 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 and doing this, that, and the other thing. But of course, the WWE they'll censor it. They'll take it out. No matter what we do, we'll go in there, Walter, Walter, this, that, and the other thing. They'll change it.
No, you're right. You're right. And I got a question for you because I want to make sure I get this out to you because you're really good with names. And I wanted to ask you this last time, and we just didn't have time, and we're going to run out again. So you're good at names. What are they going to name Dakota Kai if and when she ever gets called up to the main roster?
Cobra Kai.
Yeah, they don't own that. They can't name her that.
I know. What are they going to name Dakota Kai if she comes up? Dakota North?
Okay, nice. Dakota North. That was a nice comic book reference. Nice one, man. That was like an 80s comic reference.
Yes. That
Nice,
probably.
nice.
They probably would. Dakota Sky. There you go, Marcy. That came up very good.
Yeah, good one, Lewis. Look at that. I knew you were going to come up with something good.
Thank you.
Glenn Hartman says, live in Albany last week, biggest crowd's response yelling Walter, RK Bro, and McAfee. Yeah, McAfee, man. Love it.
Oh, he always gets, the last 2 SmackDown tapings I was at, or SmackDown shows I was at, McAfee was just off the hook. They love that guy. I mean, he can do no wrong Joe McDonald says we only got 6 minutes left. What's that say?
Off topic thoughts on the quote unquote commitment ceremony.
What the hell are you talking about?
Well, wasn't there like a dual commitment ceremony where they had Snuka's daughter and
Oh.
oh,
Joe,
geez.
to quote Buford T. Justice, we ain't got time for that crap. I mean, what? Too bad I didn't have the soundboard queued up because I do have that
Yeah.
sound button.
Oh, I kind of forgot
I
about that. It was so
I
bad.
did. I did not watch that at all. Glenn Portman comes in with a nice comment.
Yeah, Glenn Portman nailing it right on the head. 2 words, fast forward. Absolutely, man. Oh, it was dreadful.
I did not. No, not at
That
all.
was what's her name? Brooke Dana Brooke, right? Dana
Brooke Hogan?
Yeah, no, not that one. Dana Brooke was also part of that whole thing, and CPA made a brief appearance the week before, I think, because they were doing some sort of a bachelorette party or something. And
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and he was he had the referee shirt on him and everything. They kind of played into his shirt gimmick. It was really good, man. It was cool to see him in WWE.
I did not see that. I've been only picking and choosing certain spots of Raw to watch, and
Well, you're smart.
I only knew about Asuka's return because I follow her on Instagram, of course.
Well,
and
married.
yeah, of course, and it popped up. Hey, babe, I'm back. Oh, okay.
Hello.
And so I watched her return there.
Yeah, nice.
Other than that, I didn't watch anything else about Raw. I just watched Asuka, her return.
Oh, you mean you missed out with Bobby Lashley and Amos, or whatever his name is, building up their match for Backlash? You missed out on that gem?
Yes.
Oof, boy.
Yes, I did.
Ponderous, man. It's unbelievable.
I did. I kind of missed out on that.
Well, don't worry. There'll be a recap, I'm sure, at the paper.
Oh, I'm sure. That's yeah. But SmackDown, I've been watching SmackDown every and Ali's return. No, Jack told me all about Ali's return beating The Miz. But SmackDown, Rose and I watch SmackDown every Saturday morning after I watch my cartoons. And but I saw all the cartoons when I was a kid, so I just rewatch them. But yeah, I mean SmackDown, just at SmackDown, I fast forward over everything I don't want to watch. But
you're only watching the wrestling. It only takes up about a half hour of your time.
I know. That's what I was just gonna say. WWE television, you have. It's kind of like crap. What would I say? WWE television. It's kind of like watching a sitcom. You have 15 minutes, a half-hour sitcom. You have 15 minutes of television and 15 minutes of commercials. Whereas WWE content, you have 15 minutes of wrestling and 15 minutes of nonsense promos, backstage crap, and phone calls with magical cell phones where everybody hears what's going on. It's just that, it's just crap.
I'm with
just
you, man.
crap.
I don't know how people watch it, but
Yeah.
I want to love it, man. I'm hoping WWE is going to turn it around and I can enjoy it again. But maybe it's not for me anymore. I don't know.
I don't know. I am like all in with AEW. I never thought in my wildest dreams that I would say anything like that, but it's true. I mean, even in the heyday of WCW with the NWO takeover, I was strictly all WWE, but I would rather watch AEW over WWE. Plain and simple. Yeah. It's just whatever. Jack, we are running up on time. Please tell everyone where they can find you. Get some commissions. Find your Patreon. And get some of your lovely, lovely artwork.
Thank you. Yeah, please check out patreon.com. If you're not familiar with it, it's easy. Go to patreon.com. You look for Jack Purcell. Boom, I pop up. And there's a few different levels of support. There's one you can support me for a few months and you get a really cool commission. And then other ones just get really like a first look at my work. The only place you can see the full artwork that I do anymore is on my Patreon account. So consider checking it out. If you're into supporting the arts, that would be awesome. I would appreciate that. And if you're in the Milford, Connecticut area on Free Comic Book Day, you got a double header. Lewis and myself, I'm going to be there doing commissions. I'll be taking them if I can't finish them that day, and you're willing to wait a few days, I can mail it to you. So that's going to be happening May 7th, Milford, Connecticut, alternate universe. And you could find me on Twitter. I'm kind of hiding in a corner at Jack Purcell 38. And then I'm loud and proud on Instagram and Facebook at Jack Purcell Inc. INK. And you can find us at Faces and Heels on Facebook right here. And you can find us at Faces and Heels Podcast on Instagram. And this guy over here.
You can find me each and every Monday night with my sister from another mister, that Wonder Woman Jamie Dolan, on the Angry Geek Show. You can find us on theangrygeekshow.com, Angry Geek Show on Instagram, Twitter, and on Facebook. You can also find the Faces and Heels podcast and the Angry Geek Show on your local public access television station and our flagship stations on South Hadley and Greenfield Public Access. And you can also find us both underneath the YouTube channel, Batcave 5151, or the Angry Geek Show right there, and on the Earplug Podcast Network. And if you are supporting athletics, just remember, it is better to be an athletic supporter than just supporting athletics. See you next week.
This has been an Earplug Podcast presentation. Found on earplugpod-cast.com, iTunes, SoundCloud, and wherever your favorite podcasts